Hey, what's up? It's JJ, the Lonely Bull in Asia here in Bangkok, Thailand. Here in my condo. How's things going? Happy Sunday morning, or if you're somewhere in the West, probably Saturday night. Um, Elite Eight basketball is just wrapping up. Illinois is in the Final Four. I think I got them in that bracket. I had them beating Nebraska. Unfortunately, Iowa beat Nebraska first, but that's okay. So, and then I don't know who else is in the Final Four. It might not quite be done yet, but hey, if you're here, thanks for coming on board. I appreciate it. We got some things on the agenda today we'll talk about, and then anything that you guys want to talk about on chat, I'd be more than happy to discuss. In fact, we already have some people on already, so let's get caught up real quick. Michael Mann says, good morning, JJ. We'll be here and in Ern's live stream. See you soon. Awesome. Yeah, Ern's on right now. So, but she usually does about 3 or 4 hours. So you can share the time. Edwin's on from KCMO. Hi, Edward. Thanks for coming on this morning. Appreciate you. Let's see who else is on. Edwin is not sure what those mean, but good to see you, JJ. Thanks for being here this morning. Oh, Elite Eight. Yeah. Well, Elite Eight is going on now. Illinois beat Iowa to go to the Final Four. So they're one of the teams that are in the Final Four now. I'm not sure who else has finished playing. I think, let me see, Arizona and Purdue play. And then Michigan plays. I don't remember who they play. And then who else is in the other one? Arizona. I already said Arizona. Duke and somebody. So I'm not sure. If somebody knows the outcomes, let me know. I'd appreciate it. I could look it up, I guess, but I'm kind of lazy this morning, so I'll just let you guys do all the work for me. Let's see. But one of the things I wanted to talk about is I put a post in on my community page, and basically I said, here's your chance to chime in with your opinions. The question is, what do you find most attractive in an Asian woman? And then I had a list of 4 to vote on. Unfortunately, with community page, you can only put up to 4 choices on your polls. So if those choices weren't among your choices, you're welcome to put in the comments below anything else. But the choices were overall beauty, and I'm talking about external beauty, intelligence, self-reliance, or has her own money, and being young or youth, being younger than you. And so right now there was 27 votes and 59% said beauty. And then self-reliant or has her own money and youth came in second, a distant second at 15% each, and then intelligence at 11%. So those were how the votings are going. Let me see if there's any comments. Let me see. I'll just read the comments. I got to take my glasses off for this. Oh yeah, so Village Farong, who's usually on my live streams, hopefully he gets on today. He said he has a really long list of preference during his 20s and 30s in Bangkok. General appearance, physically fit, the way they walk and talk, how they treat me and others, curiosity and openness, which part of Thailand they come from, as well as a very detailed list of preferences detailing pretty much every body part from head to toe. Of course, sexual compatibility is a must. Okay, so those are great lists. I would love to hear the details about the body parts. That would be a good conversation on my live stream this morning. So hopefully Village Farong will be on this morning, and hopefully he will detail that a little more. And then Dan Carr said, it's more than beauty. In the Philippines, adultery, divorce, and abortion is illegal. that makes starting a family more attractive. Starting a family is the main purpose of sex. Regular HIV tests is wise for multi-partner recreational sex. Absolutely correct. And wrap it up, boys. That's what I always say. But, they say in the Philippines, adultery, divorce, and abortion is illegal. That doesn't mean it doesn't happen. I mean, I don't know. I don't think abortion is a major thing. In fact, I think it's very minimal, if at all, in the Philippines. Divorce, no. Adultery, yes. Adultery is illegal, but happens all the time because divorce is illegal. So when a Philippine couple, split up, they usually never get divorced because it's a long process to get an annulment. It costs a lot of money, and most Filipinos can't afford it. So they just split up and stay married and continue on with their normal life, which includes adultery, most likely. So that happens a lot, and prostitution is illegal in the Philippines too. That doesn't mean it doesn't happen. Same with here in Bangkok or here in Thailand. Let me see. Dave in Florida said it's all of a sudden. Oh, I think he posted on the wrong site there. Dave also said, yes, they have to be female also. Yeah, that helps. That definitely does help. Let's see. Michael says, hello from Gatlinburg, Tennessee. All right. I used to live in Eastern Tennessee. I used to live in Johnson City. So love that area. That if I had to pick a place to retire in the U.S., it would probably be in that area. It's just beautiful there. The winters are mild. You're real close to North Carolina, real close to Nashville. You're close to a lot of things. So Tennessee and North Carolina state made it through. North Carolina. No, North Carolina State's not in the they weren't in the I don't think they were even in the tournament. North Carolina got beat out early. Tennessee might have, Tennessee beat Iowa State to get into the Elite Eight, but I'm not sure who they play in the Elite Eight. I think they have to play maybe Arizona. I'm not sure. I'd have to bring up the bracket. So Kiki and Jasmine's back. All right. Good morning, guys. Thanks for coming on board. Missed you guys. Oh, by the way, thanks for being a member. Thanks everybody who are members. If you're not a member, it's only 99 cents a month. You get to see the videos before anybody else. I got a video now on the members site that I interview a guy who recently moved to the Philippines. He was a subscriber of mine, and he did pretty much everything I say not to do. So if you've seen that, if you're in the membership, if you're a member, you've probably seen that. If you're not, it'll post tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Thailand time. So it's an interesting interview, but he lays it all out there. I did have to blur his face. He wanted me to blur his face. So I had to do that, or I did that out of respect. But yeah, so he's probably going to get attacked a little bit on that, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But he's a good guy. He's just made a few mistakes, and hopefully he's learning from it. We'll see. We all do that. We all make mistakes. So how's everything else going, guys? So Kiki and Jasmine says, it's been a tumultuous few weeks for me. My father passed away on March 9th and was buried on March 14th, the day I was supposed to get married. Life goes on. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm sorry to hear about your loss. Were you back in Ireland? Did you make it back to Ireland? I assume he's in Ireland, right? Or was in Ireland. So I'm sorry about that. I truly am. That's sad. But like you said, life goes on, and just remember the good things. I know it takes a while to get over it. So, but yeah. And how old was he when he passed? Interesting to know that. Anything else going on, guys? We're talking about what we look for in an Asian woman. I came back to the Philippines yesterday. Okay. All right. Well, welcome back. Glad you made it back. Okay. Glad Glad the flights were okay. Hopefully you didn't have a lot of delays or cancellations. I know Gio got back yesterday here to Bangkok from his 3+ month stay in Kenya in Africa. And he had some issues with canceled flights, and he was going to come back next month, or April 1st was his original flight date, but it kept getting canceled. So he finally found a flight earlier, and it was pretty cheap. I think $700 US. So he got back last night. I'll see him later today. Everybody's going to the golf range this morning. I will not golf, but I'll meet them all for lunch after my live stream. So let's see how that goes. He was 77, died very suddenly in his sleep. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, again, sorry for your loss. Hopefully you'll get back on track with your marriage plans. Hopefully that'll work out, and see how things go with that. But thanks for coming on this morning. We're talking about what we look for in a Asian woman, what we find most attractive. There's the physical attraction. Obviously, Asian women are some of the most beautiful women in the world. That can't be denied, I don't think, in my opinion, at least. I think they are head and shoulders above any Western woman. Now, obviously, you have exceptions. You have beautiful Western women too, but overall, Asian women are beautiful. And I think Thai women probably are at the top of the food chain, so to speak, for beauty in Asia. Followed closely by Vietnamese, Chinese, Japanese, Filipina. Filipina have a different look. I don't think they have that true Asian look. I don't know how to describe a Filipina's look, but they do have a beauty that's kind of different from other Asian women, kind of all of its own. But let me know in the chat what you guys think. What do you look for in as far as what do you find most attractive in Asian women? I'd love to hear that. Much appreciated. We are rescheduling a wedding later in the year. Okay, very good. Good for you. And welcome back to the Philippines. Welcome back to Southeast Asia. So tell me in the chat what you think. What do you think, or what do you find most attractive in an Asian woman? If you've got a girlfriend or an Asian wife, let me know what attracted you to her and why you decided to make her your girlfriend, or she make you her boyfriend or husband and wife. What was the initial reaction? What was the initial attraction to that? I'd love to hear your comments on that. If you've got any. If you've never been to Asia, but you're, kind of looking from afar and you watch all the YouTube channels, the YouTubers, and you see all the beautiful Asian women, what's your 30,000 foot view of Asian women? And if you've never dated one before, never obviously married one, what's your opinion of Asian women? Love to hear that. Let's see. Let's get caught up here real quick. Hi, everyone in BKK. Next. Now I do have to have my glasses on because I'm closer to the screen. Uttaradit and Pitsonaluk. Back to Songkran. Back for Songkran. And looking forward. S20 Festival. Okay. So Songkran is coming up in about 3 weeks. Not quite 3 weeks. So that'll be interesting. I don't know if I'll do a video on it or not. I might. We'll see. Mark Mortimer says, my wife and I have been married for 20 plus years and haven't ever raised our voices. Compatibility is number one. Awesome. The thing about, and I don't know for a fact, but from everything I've been told about Thai women, when you date them long term, they don't like confrontation, or they don't like to get in those kind of arguments. So maybe there's something to be said for that. Yeah. Feminine qualities are always attractive to me. Yeah. And it seems like the West have lost that. I see all the time. Now it's getting more and more Asian women, especially Thailand and Filipinas, with lots of tattoos, and they dress kind of, especially the younger ones, they'll dress kind of goth almost, like, remember the old goth dress days. They kind of dress like that, so they look more tomboyish. They're still female, obviously. They're not, they're not gay, I don't believe. They're not lady boy, obviously. But they dress more like a tomboy. They dress in with the tattoos. I'm not a big tattoo fan on women. I just don't think that's attractive at all. Maybe a small one here and there, but when you start getting the sleeves and the ones on the chest and the stomach and the back and it just gets in the legs. To me, it's like you're just ruining God's natural canvas, which is the body, the skin on the body. And women, especially Asian women who have that darker, in the Philippines, they call it morena skin color. I think that's the most beautiful color on earth. If you ruin it with tattoos, that's just, to me at least, I'm not a big fan of that. Now, you guys may think differently. Let me know in the comments what you think. But yeah, that's my opinion. So Ken Beck's on. Hi, Ken. I think that the 10 Caucasian women is physically more attractive. A number 10, than an Asian woman. That being said, there's a severe drop off, and there are more Asian women that are attractive. Yeah, exactly. That's you said what I was trying to say. I think overall, in the aggregate, Asian women are more beautiful than Western women. But yeah, if you get those 10s and 11s, then yeah, the Western women are beautiful. But with that, you get the mental illness that goes with the Western women. Also, that high-end white woman will be mental nightmare in most cases. Exactly. You and I are definitely on the same wavelength. Yeah, exactly. That's the problem with dating in the West. When they're good looking and they know it, you get the mental that go along with it. The gothic look has definitely returned. The Cure were one of my favorite bands as a teenager. Yeah, I love the Cure, man. That's what's so great about going to Asia, going to Southeast Asia, because it's almost walking back in time when you get off the plane, because especially in the Philippines, but to some extent here too. But in the Philippines, everywhere you go, you'll hear music from like the 90s and earlier, like everything from the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Every bar, every restaurant plays that type of music. Every band plays oldies like that. So if you're a fan of that type of music, you're going to love going to the Philippines. Thailand's the same way. One of my favorite bands here in Bangkok is Chocolate Cosmos. They played the other night at O'Shea's, and their first song they started was Friday I'm in Love. So, which, I love, I love this. They play a lot of the Smiths that night. So I love the Smiths. I love the Cure. I love REM. All those bands are just fantastic. And it's so fun to listen to live music here in Bangkok and here in Thailand. And when they have bands like that play that music, it just makes it even better. So Asian women seem to have more family values. I am attracted to women that innately have good moral character. Western culture seems to have a validation epidemic online. My condolences to Kiki and Jasmine. Oh, that's nice of you to say, David. Yeah, I agree with you on the family values. I agree with you on the moral character. All your points are well taken, and I agree. I think it's, and especially you see that a lot in Vietnam. They're more, at least in my experience, they're more conservative there. They dress a little more conservative, although you will see in some areas, like in Ho Chi Minh City, you'll see them dress more provocative, I guess, with lack of a better word to use. But but for the most part, they dress very conservative, but still it's very classy, but still have that kind of sexy look to them. So, which is great. Here in Bangkok, and a lot of places in Thailand, they can be conservative, but they can really they dress so well here in Bangkok. The women are insanely well dressed, and both conservative and liberally dressed, very sexual. They love short skirts. I mean, they love showing their legs. um, it's amazing. You can't walk a block on Sukhumvit Road without seeing a half a dozen beautiful, beautiful Thai women. It's just it's sensory overload. But yeah, it's pretty insane. It's pretty amazing actually. I saw a fabulous Guns N' Roses tribute band in Bakur back in 2015. Incredible band. Yeah, I mean they do. They play some amazing music. Philippines has great musicians. A lot of the really good ones come to Thailand to work. So you're going to see some pretty good ones in the Philippines, but the really good bands in the Philippines come here to Thailand and work. So if you want to see really good music live, come to Bangkok. They really do it right. It's pretty incredible. They got some really nice live venue bands here. So what else? So like overall beauty, that seems to be the number one choice on my community page, at least. Intelligence lacked. That was a distant fourth. So I'm kind of surprised in that because. And another thing is, I haven't heard anybody mention language. The English language, that can be a deal breaker if an Asian woman can't speak English. I mean, it might be novel at first, but when you think about it, can you really get into a long term relationship with somebody that doesn't speak your language or you don't speak hers? So it'd be interesting to hear what you guys think in chat about that. Yeah, let me know, because I think that would be kind of tough to do, and I'm taking Thai language, and it's a slow process. So, that might be something that would help in the long run, in the long term. But, when you're chatting online, it's easy because you got those translation apps that you can instantly translate what they're saying, and they can translate what you're saying. So that's not an issue. The issue is when you meet face to face. And a lot of times, and my interview with Ern, which is up now, her and I talk about that, about the language barrier, can be an issue. So love to hear what your comments are on that. So Little Nutty says, hi, JJ. Hi, Little Nutty. Thanks for coming on board this morning. Art Park Garden says, hey, JJ, hope you are well. What are your thoughts on Hua Hin? Have you been there? I hear it's inexpensive, or more inexpensive than other areas of Thailand, like housing. Yeah. So yeah, I was there 3 weeks ago. That's where I busted up my back and my shoulder on my motorcycle accident. So unfortunately, that was probably the worst trip I made there. I've been there several times. I like Hua Hin. It's quiet. It's not as crazy vibe as Bangkok is. It's not as touristy. It's not as adult entertainment centric as Bangkok is. So if you want to get a little peace and quiet, you want a beach setting, but you still want, nice restaurants, decent bars, and a little bit of that adult entertainment, then Hua Hin is probably a good place to go. A little older crowd there. So if you're, I would say if you're under 40, it might not be an option for you, at least long-term. Might be an okay place to go for a weekend. But I did see younger people there this last time I was there. So maybe that's kind of changing. But for the most part, it's older. The people that actually live there are all well into their retirement ages. So, yeah, I like Hawaiian though, and they got great golf courses, and of course the beach is nice. How's your language course going? It's going pretty well. We're in level 2 now. We're about 3 or 4 weeks into that, and basically we're learning where to place, subject, verb, object, noun, things like that. Where to place that in a sentence, how to read, how to write, and vocabulary basically is what we're learning right now. I was wondering about supply chain issues. Have you noticed any disruptions? No, I haven't really noticed much. Of course, I don't know anything about the gas issue here because I don't drive. So I just take the train everywhere I go. Once in a while, I'll take a bike or a Grab. I went to get my 90-day check-in last week or this past week on Monday, and I took a Grab to the immigration, and didn't seem to be an issue finding a Grab with ease. That got there in like less than 10 minutes to my condo, and then coming back, I took a bike to the MRT and then rode the MRT and BTS home on my way home. So yeah, I haven't really noticed. I mean, I haven't seen any, going to restaurants or bars where it's like, oh, sorry, everything's out of stock or these things are out of stock. I really haven't noticed any of that. Now, somebody else that might be living here might shine a little light on that too. Maybe somebody that doesn't live in Bangkok. Bangkok may be a little different than maybe in some of the villages or the province areas up north or south. That might be a little more problematic, perhaps. So, but if you live there, let me know. That might be a little different. So David says, that is a valid point. JJ, language can be an issue. Both Thailand and Vietnam are tonal languages and complex other than expletives. Yeah, exactly. That obviously is a worldwide language. Yeah, no doubt. I'm 58. Would I be a young, handsome man in Hawaiian or just another old geezer? Depends how you look, Ken. If you're 58 and you look 48, you're going to be the cock of the walk, so to speak. So Jerry Round says, good evening. Hey, thanks for coming on board, Jerry. Good evening to you. Good morning here. My name is Gu Pinder or Gu Pinder. Well, good morning, Gu Pinder. May I tell a fact of life? Yes, I suppose. Gas and home heating oil has gone crazy in Ireland, $2.30 per liter for diesel. How does that compare to what it was before? What percentage of a raise was that? I haven't noticed. I mean, I don't look at the gas prices here. Now my electric bill has gone up, but I don't know if that's just from usage or not. So last month it was 2,700 baht, 2,700 baht. This month it was right at 3,000 baht. So it went up about $9. So I don't know if that has anything to do with the issues going on in the Strait of Hormuz, with Iran and that. I'm not sure, but it is what it is. It's still, I mean, that's $90. It's still a lot less than it is in the U.S. So, did you know that every blah 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 blah? Okay, good to know. Ken Beck's laughing. Ken liked your joke. 1,000 liters of home heating oil is almost 2,000. Wow. 80% fuel inflation. Wow, 80%. Holy crap. I hope this ends soon. I did hear something that's a little unnerving this morning. Iran is threatening to destroy or cut the cables at the bottom of the ocean in the strait, which will basically knock out 95% of all internet in the world. And we're not just talking, you won't get your Netflix. We're talking bank transactions, like me, transferring money from my US bank account to my Thai bank account, that could affect that. So that could really be a problem if they go through with that. I hope it's just an empty threat. I hope something happens before any of that happens, because that would not be good. That would be horrible. So it's a scam because most of our oil comes from the North Sea. Yeah. Any action, any chance to inflate prices, to gouge prices. I mean, the government needs to step in and look at that right now, because if they're gouging prices and they don't need to, that's bull. That's crap. Mike Dezo says, have you gone to Ram Sab Market yet for lunch? It's great. So many stalls, all local, near Asok. Is that the one that's like, if you're on Asok, let me bring up a map here. Hang on a second. Okay, if you're okay, are you talking about if you're on Asok Montree Road, which is basically Sukhumvit 21? I guess you could call it that. They don't call it that, but you could. Runs right by Terminal 21. But if you go like you're heading toward Rama 9 or Phetchaburi, is that what you're talking about? There's a market along there somewhere between Sukhumvit and Phetchaburi, and I don't remember the name of it. But is that what you're talking about? Because if that's what you're talking about, I have not been there yet. Now, there is one between Asok and Nana right there on Sukhumvit Road. Is called SW1. I've been there a few times. It's pretty nice. I like it. A little overpriced because it's very touristy. But this one here that you're talking about, Ruam Sab Market, I have not been there. So let me see if I can Google it. Ruam Sab. It takes me a while to move my arm over. Still hurts. Okay, it is on Asok Montree. Let's see where it's at. Okay, let me share this screen with you guys so you can see too. Okay, so here's Ruam Sab. So this is Asok Montree. This is Sukhumvit Road. So it's probably closer to Phetchaburi. This is Phetchaburi Road here. So yeah, it's closer to Phetchaburi than it is to Sukhumvit. But here it is right here. So I will check that out, definitely. I may do a video on that. So appreciate the heads up. Somebody mentioned that a couple of weeks ago on my live, and I guess I forgot about it. But definitely we'll check that out. Thank you so much for the heads up on that, Mike. And yeah, I love night markets. I love street food. One of my favorites is up or down south off of the Bering BTS, and it's called Tonsai Market, and it's super good. Never heard of that. Oh my God. Off topic. Were you able to find out if your friend starting him being able to open a bank account on a new Ed Visa? I have not heard anything on that. Yes, that's the one of the best pad kapow in the city for 60 baht. Oh, I love Pat Krapow. Retired working for you, got me on it. Okay, cool. JJ, what has been your experience dating in Thailand versus Vietnam? If you have, did anything stand out between either culture? It would be interesting to hear your take on this. Appreciate your videos. Well, thanks, David. Okay, so Vietnam is a little slower process, in my opinion, and also from what other people have said, have told me that have dated in Vietnam. They want to be sure that you actually live there. They're not looking for a holiday boyfriend or a vacation boyfriend or a weekend boyfriend. They want to make sure you actually live there. And then that process, once they figure out you actually live there, and if it's been like 3 or 4 dates, then you can move into that dating steady thing. But they won't move into anything romantic until they're sure, at least in my experience and what I've heard from others. Thailand is similar, but not all of them are like that. Some of them are more open to, having a more of a open relationship, I guess you could call it, with the hopes of maybe turning it into long term. But they also want you to live here. If you're here for like 3 months on a tourist visa, and you start dating a girl in that first month, and at that 3rd month, then you have to leave. They're really going to be disappointed that you're leaving. One, they hope that you'll come back. So that's, as far as what I've heard and the experience I've heard, that's kind of where things are. But you know what? You can't go wrong. Once you find a beautiful Asian girl, you can't go wrong with them. Doesn't matter where they're at. Thailand, the Philippines, Vietnam, those places where I've visited. I don't know about like China. That would be interesting. Japan would be interesting to see what it's like there. I would like to hear about those experiences. Jasper Frenchie's on. He says, my plan is to retire in Hua Hin area. I will be going by myself and don't know anyone. I prefer quiet areas, and I'm looking at areas about 20 minutes south of central Hua Hin. What would you suggest? I don't really know anything south of Hua Hin. Now, if you go a little bit north, you have, what is it? Cha'an. And that's even more quiet than Hua Hin. So, but I don't know anything south of there, so I can't help you out on that. Maybe somebody in chat does. Living more central to meet more people. Yeah, I think it would be better to live, at least at first, live in Hua Hin, so you're able to meet more people. It's easier to get around. Just don't get a bike and wreck it the first day you're out, like I did. But yeah, I think living in Hua Hin would be an easier, more soft landing for somebody just first coming in on their own. July next year, I will move to either BKK, Jomtien, or Hua Hin. Next time you go to golf in Hua Hin, use public transportation, as I need to see the courses and not road rash videos. Exactly. I promise you I will. I would love to see China. Yeah, I would too. I got a Chinese friend he used to live in BGC, but now he's back in China permanently, or at least for now. I want to go to Shanghai, and he told me when I go there, he will take me there and show me around. He knows Shanghai. So I definitely want to go to China at some point. Maybe not this year, but maybe next. I gotta time it right, because it gets cold up there, and I don't want to go when it's really, really cold. I'm done dealing with cold temperatures. So, okay, what else, guys? What else is on your list of things that are a must for looking for Asian woman? Is age gap a deal? I mean, it seems like everybody talks about that. What's your ideal? Like, Like, what's your ideal age gap dating in Asia? Is it 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years? Um, and obviously we're talking about legal age. Don't go there, guys. But can you see yourself dating a 20 something if you're in your 60s? A 40-year age gap? To me, I just don't see myself doing that. I couldn't do that. That's just too much of an age gap. It's just nothing in common. I don't know. It just seems like they haven't developed mentally enough to. And I see too many older expats dating young girls here in the Philippines or in Thailand or wherever. And to me, it doesn't look like a boyfriend, girlfriend, or husband, wife relationship. It looks more like a father, daughter relationship. The way they talk to them and the way they treat them, it almost sounds like they're talking to a child, which in essence, when you look at the age gap, they really are. I mean, but it just seems that way. It's almost like they treat them like a daughter more than a girlfriend or a wife. But I don't know. I'd love to hear what your guys' comments are on that. We have decided to continue with our planned honeymoon in the United States. Oh, wow, cool. I would want a woman that is at least 10 years younger than me, but not more than 20 years. And that is pushing it, 38 to 48 years old. Yeah. When I'm looking at 35 plus, and the neat thing about Asian women and Thai women, I've seen 50-year-old Thai women that look like they're in their 20s or early 30s. So you're dating somebody that's 45 years old, a Thai woman that's 45 years old, and they look like they're 25 or 30. So, and Ern said it if you haven't checked my video out, my latest interview with Ern Lucky Girl, she mentions that it's not so much about age gap. It's about how you look together. If you look really old and you're out of shape and your health is bad and you're overweight and you're hunched over and you can barely walk and you're 65 years old and you're with a girl that's 25 who's young and vibrant and athletic, that's going to turn heads. People are going to look at that and wonder, is that transactional? But if you're 65 and you're in good shape and you're not overweight and you look younger, you've got decent skin, you got your hair, you've got your wits around you, and you dress nice, then you're with a 25-year-old or whatever, that looks a little more like a match. It doesn't look like that 40-year age gap anymore. It doesn't look quite that bad. So Ern says, look in the mirror, and if you don't look like the type of person you're looking for, then maybe you should lower your expectations. That's basically what she said. So I kind of agree with that, but yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. I would say 35 plus is kind of my wheelhouse. I have pity for that old British guy. He definitely got long game scammed. Which guy was that? Because we talk about, and if you're talking about the guy that I interviewed, he's not British. He's American. If you're talking about that, yeah, he's got to be careful about the long game. And if you guys don't know what the long game is, they're so good at it, especially Filipinas. You've got these girls they're all transactional. They're all about getting money from you. And if you are online and you meet a girl and you match and you think, oh, she's beautiful, she's 20 some years old, she likes me. And then the first thing out of her mouth, or one of the first things out of her mouth is, oh, I'm having problems today, Po. I have to go to the hospital, or my mother's sick, or my my carabao is sick, whatever the case may be. If they're looking for that's the short game. They're looking for money instantly. And that's a quick red flag. And you gotta cut those ties quickly. But some of these girls are really good at this game, and they're really good at the long game. So they will never ask you for money. They will play that game like, oh, I love you for you. I don't care if you're rich or poor. It just matters that you and I are together. I just want to be with you, blah, blah, blah. And then it's almost like it's a slow drip where it's like, oh, she'll nonchalantly kind of throw in a little thing about money. Like, oh, she won't ask you for money, but she'll make it obvious that there's a need for money. And so the guy will start saying or giving her, here's 1,000 pesos or 1,000 baht or whatever, and here and there. And it's like, oh, that's not much. It's not that big a deal. But then that slowly grows. And the long game comes where when she's talking about her dreams, it's like, oh, my dream is to have my own sari store or my own clothing store or whatever store or farm. She wants to have a piggery or whatever. She starts talking about her dreams. She doesn't ask you for the money, but she starts talking about the dreams. And that long game turns into, oh, okay, so maybe we'll go do that. Maybe I'll invest a little bit into your business and we'll see how it goes. That's the long game, guys. And it might be 2 months, might be 6 months, it might be a year down the road, but it's going to happen if she's doing that long game. So you just have to watch for those red flags, guys, and don't fall into that pit, that money pit, because it could very well happen. So if you don't know what the long game is, that's the long game. They play you out over a long period of time to get the maximum amount of money from you. I think for my early 30s, early 30s is minimum for me without kids. I'm 54. I want a partner, not a kid, unless we have one. Yeah. To me, it's like the kids are okay as long as they're not too many. One, maybe two, as long as they're not too young, because if they're too young, one, I don't want to deal with diapers and crying babies and toddlers and terrible twos and all that crap. Two, it's like, oh, that means you just got knocked up or recently, or you just got out of a relationship with this dad. The other thing is I don't want the dad of the kid to be involved in any way with, I went through that with my last wife in the States. She had 3 kids from before, and I had to deal with I was the stepdad. I was the outsider. I had to deal with the real dad. I was always the last one. My opinion never counted. So I don't want that anymore. I don't want the kid's father to be involved with the kid at all. I would love to see either, this may sound cruel, but either she's a widow and the dude's gone that way, or he just abandoned her and the kid and they haven't spoken years. That would be a perfect scenario for me. Ideally, obviously, you want a woman who doesn't have kids, but guys, don't underestimate a single mom, because they can be the best thing that could ever happen to you, honestly. And if the kids are older, like 18 and out of the house, that's even better, because then you don't have to deal with them. They're on their own. They're doing their own thing. As long as you're not responsible financially for them after they leave the house. Find one who hasn't been previously hurt. Age doesn't matter. Treat her well. Vow to love each other forever and procreate. That's what a biblical marriage is. Don't involve the government. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I kind of agree with you on the government thing. Procreation, I'm done procreating. I couldn't if I wanted to. So the guy that had very bad teeth. Oh. Are you talking about the guy who had the YouTube channel in the Philippines? What was his channel name? Something British. British guy or something like that. Is that who you're talking about? I haven't seen any of his videos recently. I haven't watched many. Thanks for the building community, JJ. If you're planning to attend any upcoming concerts or have a local meetup on the calendar, let us know. I will, Mark. I assume you're in Bangkok. I had a meet and greet on my birthday on March 1st, and that turned out to be pretty fun. And we did it on the rooftop of O'Shea's. I'll probably do one maybe in April. We'll see. We'll see I'll put it on my community page and see if there's any interest. David says, I think age gap is relative to their life experience beyond the primal aspect. I think 10 to 15 years for me, mutual love, respect, and attraction beyond transactional means. Yeah, I agree. I think, and when you talk about life experience, you've got these women that are either widows or single moms, and they have that life experience. They know what it's like to take care of a family, even if they're young. If they're 25 or 30 years old, maybe they've got a kid, so they know what it's like to take care of families. So that is definitely something to look at. Songkran is April 13th to the 15th. Soy 20 will be off the hook, yeah. Followed by One Lai and Patia. Wetter's better. Cheers. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see. My friend offered to loan me his what do they call that? This cam is action cam, because it's waterproof. I don't want to take my camera out there that's not waterproof and get all soaked. So I may take him up on it. But he just left yesterday or today. He went to Indonesia, so I don't know if he'll be back in time. So I may have lost that, missed that opportunity. Yes, you can end up broken in the streets when she gets tired of you. Yeah, absolutely. That's the sad thing. You just never know. Is it true that you can approach women wearing black outfit at Benjamin Park or any park in Bangkok, and you are wearing black clothes as well? Easier to meet people. Have you heard about this? I did hear about that. I don't know if that's just an urban myth, or I don't know if there's any truth to that. But the thing is, if you're at Benjamin Park, which is a great park, you can walk, and if the girl is wearing black, that means she's available as far as dating, and she's approachable. That's the myth. That's the theory. I haven't tested that out yet, so I'll get back to you. I may have to try it. I could get slapped a couple of times, but you never know. It's kind of like sales. If you ask for the sale 10 times, one of those times they're going to say yes, right? But then mom lets them move back in. Yeah. Oh, they're talking about the kids. No, you'd have to lay the ground rules down. Especially if you're paying for the housing, it's like, I'm paying for the housing. I'm taking care of you, not your kids, not your family members. They are not welcome to move in. They can come visit for a day or two. That's it. You got to lay the ground rules down right away. British expat in the Philippines. He's still active and uploading videos. Okay. So what happened to him? He got scammed from his girlfriend, or was he married? Was he married to a Filipina? I can't remember. But he did have bad teeth. Really bad. Your Social Security benefit goes up about 50% if you have a dependent child. A vasectomy could be reversed in many cases if that's what you want. I don't want. Most eligible women want to have children. Yeah, they do. But you know what? In the Philippines, that's true. In Thailand, not so much. They are more, because most of the women in Thailand are have jobs, have careers. So they're more, if they don't already have kids and they're well into their 20s or 30s, they probably don't want kids. They are focused on their career. Now, I did hear a statistic the other day that kind of shocked me, that the Philippines has more, percentage-wise, has more, or no, not percentage-wise, just numbers-wise, has more college graduates than Thailand or Vietnam. That kind of shocked me. But then when you look at it, I think the Philippines has a higher population than, for sure, Thailand. I'm not sure about Vietnam, but that's interesting because they're maybe they have more that work overseas. Maybe that's why you don't see a lot of them in the Philippines that are working, because you don't see a lot of working other than serve, like jobs like 7-Eleven or working as in restaurants and that sort of thing. You don't see a lot of higher end Filipinas working. You see more call centers, 7-Elevens, department stores, restaurants, grocery stores, that sort of thing. I wonder if somebody was on Social Security and married an Asian woman who had a child and adopted that child, would that make their Social Security go up? Could their benefits go up because of the adopted child? Dave in Florida says, hi, JJ, good morning. Hi, Dave. Thanks for coming on this morning. I missed your intro. What have you said? Well, let me go back. No, you haven't missed much. We're basically talking about dating and what your preferences are. He built a house over multiple years for her and her kids, and when it was finished, she kicked him out. He's 78 now. Don't know why he's still hanging around that area, to be honest. Oh, man. See, I will never, ever, ever, ever build a house or buy a house anywhere. First of all, I'm too old. I will rent because, to be honest, I like to move. I like changing my venue. So I don't want to be stuck at a house that I own. And then you got this issue. If you're with a Filipina or even a Thai girl, Filipinas can kick you out and there's nothing you can do about it. He was just stupid. Philippines require women to have a college degree to get 90% of the jobs. Right. And what percentage of Filipinas have college degrees? He seems to be clinging on to hope. Yeah, that's sad, actually. But you know what? He hates Americans. When I used to watch some of his videos, he was always bagging on Americans. He was always hated America, or Americans. So whatever. JJ has the dating going on in Thailand. Any steady girlfriends or just playing the field? I mentioned last week, I think it was, but I will never let you guys know what my personal life is as far as dating. There's a couple of things I will never let you know. I will never let you know my finances, and I will never let you know what my dating's like. So I could get married tomorrow and you guys will never know about it, hopefully. But yeah. But yeah, you could date in Thailand. It's not impossible. In fact, I will say, I think it's improving. I think, especially if you like age gap dating, I think that is improving. I think women are I think they are, I don't know if you could call it out of desperation, so to speak, but I think they are expanding their pool of options. So they are looking at older foreigners to date. I think they are checking out that part of the dating pool and looking at older, because I look on these dating sites just to do research, and I notice more and more are showing, if they show what their age preferences are, they're expanding their age preferences. So guys, there's still hope. I think things are improving. Bradley says, hi, JJ. Good morning to you. Night is still young here in Arizona. Yeah. What is it? About 8 o'clock in Arizona. Is that about right? Probably still daylight. Thanks for stopping by, Bradley. Appreciate it. Good rule, keep your private life private. Absolutely. Yeah. I've seen too many YouTubers crash and burn because they put their dating life right there front and center. They showcase their girlfriend, which, it's like, I get it. I got a beautiful young girlfriend, beautiful young Thai girl or beautiful young Filipina or wherever she's from. I want to show off because I'm an old man and I want to show everybody that I got a young girl and look at her. I get that. I would do that, not in my YouTube channel, but I would definitely love to, show her off in public and say, hey, look who's on my arm. I don't have a problem with that. But there's too many times where guys have done it on YouTube and it's gone south on them. And that's never a good thing. So yeah, the worst thing that can happen is you start showing your girlfriend on your YouTube channel and then she gets her own YouTube channel. And then next thing you know, she's more popular than you are. And then she doesn't need you anymore. So she cuts the strings and, but at least, just don't build a house for her first. That would be the ultimate worst thing. Daryl says, okay, JJ, I'll keep it a secret that Ern is waiting for you to ask her out. Yeah. I want proof, Daryl. Show me the receipts on that. Butai says, hi, JJ, how would you approach a woman that you like? Let's say at a cafe shop and she catches your eye. What is your first move? I would just walk up to her and say, and Ern and I have talked about this and my Thai English teacher, Kru Yoke, in the video I did with her, she talked about it. It's like, there's nothing wrong with walking up to a Thai girl and saying, hey, I think you're very attractive. First of all, I would say, do you speak English? If not, then have your app on your phone ready if you don't speak Thai. And just ask her, hey, I think you're very attractive. Can I get your number? Your line or your WhatsApp or your Messenger, whatever. And probably 90% of the time, they're going to say yes. If they have a boyfriend, they might say, oh, I'm sorry, I've got a boyfriend or I'm married. And then it's like, okay, no problem. I'm sorry, and just apologize, but then just move on. But if they give you their number, then I would ask, is it okay if I message you and, see if we can go out to have coffee or a drink or lunch sometime. And if she says yes, then do not hesitate to do it. Follow up, guys. Don't just get a number and say, hey, I got a number. Don't be Matt Damon and just put the number on the window and says, I got a number. I like them apples. Don't do that. Call the number or messenger. Ern did say, though, she gets that a lot. And she usually, out of politeness, gives them her number. But if she doesn't like the guy, when she gets home, she'll block him. So don't be surprised if you try to message that person and you can't get through. But just like I said before, it's sales. 1 out of 10 or 2 out of 10 in sales. That's a good average. So just don't give up. Keep trying. Keep plugging along, guys. So, but yeah, there's nothing wrong with asking. How has the oil shortage affected you? It hasn't really. It hasn't affected me. Now, my electric bill went up a little bit this last month. I don't know if I've used more. It's been hotter, so maybe my AC's been kicked on a little more than normal. It went up about 900 baht. No, it went up about 300 baht. I'm sorry, 300 baht for the month. But I don't drive. I don't see the gas station. I don't pay attention to what's going on with the prices. I don't know if the prices have gone up or not. I don't really pay attention to that, Dave. So I can't really tell you. So but it hasn't really affected me. I don't think prices in general haven't gone up here. They've been pretty steady, maybe just a little bit, but not bad. Ken says, I don't know what I don't know, but I would think that Bangkok would give me a better chance to date non-bar girls over Jomtien and Hua Hin, but golf would be better in a bar girl country. Yeah. I've heard, now I don't know, but I've heard that some of these caddies so you get a caddy every time you go golf. It's just part of the cost. You can't opt out. You get a caddy. Generally, there's a cost involved that comes with the green fees, but then you generally tip the caddy about at least 500 baht at the end of the day. But I've heard some of these caddies will actually go out with you after the round and go have drinks with you and have a good time. So, and then there's a website that you can go on, and I know it's possible in Bangkok. I don't know if you can do it in I don't know if the website covers other areas like Hua Hin or Pattaya, but there's a website you can go on and you can order your own caddy. Now here's how it works, guys. So when you go golfing in Thailand, you get the golf course gives you a caddy, and the caddy is dressed. She's got a big hat on. She's wearing a turtleneck, long sleeve shirt, long pants. So there's really nothing much showing. But on this website, if you order your caddy separately and get your own caddy, she'll dress up like you see these girls dress up in the LPGA Tour with short skirts or shorts, short sleeve shirts, looking cuter than anything. And that's the way to go. Now, it's going to cost you a little more than the normal caddy normally costs, but I would think it's well worth it. Now, it could distract you from having the best game of your life, but is it a good trade-off? I would think so. Just saying, guys. What's your favorite Thai dish? Pad See, green curry, pad Thai. I like pad Thai. My favorite is probably tom yum. Tom yum goong is probably my favorite, especially tom yum goong pad mak. That would be the ultimate. That is so good. That's probably my all-time favorite. Some of them that say they have a boyfriend don't have a boyfriend. Yeah, absolutely. They are testing you. Are you the type that gives up easily? Women love to test men. And Thai women love guys that lead the way. So, yeah, I mean, you want to be respectful, obviously. So if they tell you have a boyfriend, you have to kind of determine whether she means it or not. It's hard to say. You can ask a second time. But if she tells you twice no, then that's probably a solid no, guys. That would be my feelings on the whole thing. The Philippines is freaking out over it. Marcos said they have a 30-day supply of oil, and then they're in difficult times. Gas stations are running out of gas soon. Yeah, that's rough. Yeah, hopefully things will get better soon. I don't know. JJ, what are your thoughts on having a backup plan if things are abruptly go south in a dating relationship? Philippines has Tampo. Have you had any experience in regard to this? If I may ask, thanks. Yes, I have. I've had a girlfriend in the Philippines who tried Tampo on me, and I basically shut them down. I will call them out on it. I will just say, hey, don't pull this Tampo shit on me. I'm not into it. And so, I just kind of cut it off as soon as it starts up. And generally speaking, it works. I basically tell them, I tell them that it's like, hey, if you're going to pull this shit on me over a small item, then what are you going to do when we have a major quarrel or major argument? So it's like, if you're going to pull Tampo on me and get upset with me over something small, then this relationship's going nowhere. And then see how she reacts. And if she keeps it up, then I would just break it off then. It's like there's other fish in the sea, guys. Simply Social's on. Hey, thanks for coming on board, coming there for first time. Where would you get a condo at and what area? My budget is around 400 and 900 per month. Want to be where other expats are and close to the MRT. Thanks. Okay, Simply Social. So you're saying your budget is 400 to 900. Is that for your condo per month, or is that your total budget per month? Because if that's your total budget, I would suggest not coming. That's a little small. But I assume you're talking about your condo budget. So I'm paying just under 800 a month for this. It's like 42 square meters, really nice, one bedroom, right on Sukhumvit 24, like less than 10-minute walk to the BTS, the Prom BTS. So you can get a nice condo anywhere up and down Sukhumvit for 900 a month. The farther away you get from the center of the city, like the farther you go south on Sukhumvit Road. So I'm at Prompong. So the next stop would be Tonglo, still kind of expensive. Then Ekamai, about the same. After that, you're in Prakanong. Now you can find cheaper rentals. You can find rentals for like $600 a month. And then beyond that, it's going to go down. What I would do is I would do an Airbnb or go to Agoda or one of those sites and find something for 3 or 4 weeks at a time until you find the right area. Now, I don't know if you're moving here or if you're just visiting. How long are you planning on staying? But I would just kind of like bounce around and see which areas you like the best. Mr. Roy Michael says, morning, JJ from Jakarta, Indonesia. Loving it here. Been here 2 weeks and the dating is off the scale, really. And Jakarta, now Indonesia is basically a Muslim country, but are you dating Muslims or are you finding non-Muslims to date? And when you say off the scale, tell me more. Like the Grease song. That short you uploaded of the Pint of Guinness looked great. Yeah, you know what? And I titled it Shipping Off to Bangkok because I added the Shipping Off to Boston song by Drop Dead Murphys for my music, and for whatever reason it didn't add it. So, but yeah, that Guinness was great. Oh my God, St. Patrick's Day was so much fun. I loved it. If you give a girl a monthly allowance to quit her job and stay with you, do you see it as a moral problem? If you break up, I do, because now you feel you made her quit her job and you're giving her money. And if you break up, now it's almost you feel obligated to continue to give her money because you made her quit her job. That's why I would rather date a girl who has a job and not quit her job. The girl I dated when I was in the Philippines, at the end there, she had a job. She worked during the day, and it was a great setup because her money was, I said, your money is your money. You send that to your daughter. You send that to your parents, you send that to take care of your farm. You do whatever you need to do with that. My money is the money we use to pay for our condo, pay for our utilities, pay for our food, pay for our entertainment, pay for us to do our thing. And then if things don't work out, you still got your job. Nothing's changed. So at least that's how I look at things. Now, I could be way off base. I don't know. That's just how I feel. But I would feel really bad about having a girl quit her job, move in with you, and then if it doesn't work out, which 90% of the time it doesn't. I mean, just look at the divorce rates all across the world. It's at least 50%. Some places in Europe, it's 80%. So I would guess girlfriend boyfriend relationships probably higher um, failures. So when it doesn't work out, are you going to continue to pay? How are you going to feel about that? So that's just my look on things. That is just rent. Okay. Oh, 2,600 a month. Oh, perfect. Yeah, you're gonna have a great time here. So you're gonna stay short term. What's your plans long term? Weren't you in Vietnam before, or is that some other social guy? Do I get an agent or just get a hotel and walk around? I would I would go if you're going the hotel route, or I mean if you're going the condo route, I would get an agent. Um, Go through. You could go through Facebook Marketplace. You can go through. What are some of the ones I've used in the past? Um, Hang on, let me see. I think DD Rentals. Oh, what's going on here? Hang on. Rentals in Bangkok. Property Scout. And this will be for long term if you're looking at 6 months. Property Scout, DD Property, Fazwaz is a good one. Thailand Property, that's good. Rent Hub's good. Those would be for long term. If you're just doing month to month, I would do Airbnb or Agoda. Those would be places I would look into. So. I'm in the Prompong, Sukhumvit area. Yeah. Guinness has become very expensive in Ireland, anything from $7 to $10. Well, that's about what it is here. I mean, I think I paid, you can get, for happy hour, you can get it for $6. But the normal price is like $2.99, I think, or $2.75 baht, which that's about $8 a pint. So, but it's imported. So Ireland, you would think you don't have to import Guinness to Ireland. So yeah, but it's worth it. It's so fucking good. I'm 62 years old. I'm going to try to get that 1-year retirement. Can I get the 65,000 baht a month? You got to open up a bank account first, and it's going to be hard for you to do that if you don't have a non-immigrant visa. It's almost going to be impossible. So I think you're going to have to do the 800,000 baht deposit first, and they'll hold that for at least 2 months, between 2 and 3 months. They'll hold that, and then you can withdraw it, and then you can start putting in the 65,000 a month, and then the next year you can show that you've done that for 12 months, and I think that'll help you. JG, you broke rule number 1 and dated a single mom. Would you date a Thai single mom? That's not my rule. That might be your rule, Daryl. I've never said don't date a single mom. I've always said that if you eliminate dating single moms, you're cutting your options in basically more than half, because more than half in the Philippines are single moms. More than half of the women dating are single moms. So do you really want to cut the options that bad? Is it that important to you? It might be. I mean, to me, it's not. It's not that big a deal. But yeah, if that's your rule number 1, don't break it. No first time out. Oh, first time out of USA. Okay. All right. Great. Well, cool. When is it you're planning on being here again? You might have said it earlier. I can't remember. Oh, you didn't say when. So yeah, when are you coming? Mark Cohen says, hi, this is Mark. We met on the MRT. All right. Yeah. Nice to meet you again, Mark. Good. Thanks for coming on board. Is there any units available where you are at? I am sure you picked a good place there. I'm not sure. Um, my my realtor is on vacation in, I think, Europe, and when she gets back in May, and I'm going to start doing videos with her on a monthly or bi-monthly basis um, to do tours at different condos around the area. So, but I'm not sure if there's anything available here or not. You're going to have to go on those sites and find out. India is one of the lowest, though rising, divorce rates in the world, generally estimated at around 1%. Yeah, interesting. JJ, how long is your current lease? I did a 2-year lease. They wanted 30,000 baht a month, which is the standard rate for an apartment like this. But I went to my realtor and I said, tell him, the owner, that I will do 2-year lease if he drops it down to 25,000. And he took it. And so I signed a 2-year lease, and I'm completely happy with it. I mean, I'll probably stay longer than the 2 years. I don't know. So I'm fine with the 2-year lease. You know, some people might not be fine with that, but I am. So she told me that there were, and I thought, this can't be true. Those numbers can't be true. She said there were at least 300 other people wanting this particular unit that I got, because the way it was furnished, the way it was built out, it was built better, furnished better than any of the other units in the area or in the building. So, but she told me that she didn't tell me this as a sales pitch. She told me this after I signed the lease. So she didn't need to say that. But she told me afterwards, she goes, there are like 300 other people looking for that at the same unit, and you got it. So I think going in and doing the negotiation and doing the 2-year lease, even at 25,000 instead of 30,000, I think that was appealing for him, because now it's like the owner is like, he doesn't have to worry about having to show it, having it be empty for who knows how long before he rents it again. So he's got 2 years, and I got a price locked in. So I'm feeling pretty good about it. JJ Goodpod, thanks for the info. Hey, no problem. Simply Social, I appreciate you being here. Have a great night. You too. We'll come out when this mess is cleaned up. Okay. Looking forward to meeting you. A good topic for a live stream is difference in having a Thai versus Pinay girlfriend, pros and cons. Yeah, we can open that up. Let me know on chat how you feel, Thai versus Filipina. Jakarta is Muslim, but has a lot of Christians here too, a good mix. I have lived in Bangkok and Manila for over a year before coming here. Age gap is acceptable and easy. Less expats, stunning. Oh, nice. So when you say less expats, do you get looked at differently? Because here in Bangkok, you're mostly invisible because there's so many Western expats that walk around here. So you just kind of blend in. Now, if you get out in the provinces, up in Isan, in that area, there's less of the Farang, the white skin guys. So you're noticed a little more. Is that the case in Jakarta with less expats? Do you get noticed more because of that? When the crisis is over. Yeah. Hopefully things will settle down soon. I hope. Fingers crossed. That is nice furniture you have in the background. I will be hiring your agent. Cool. How many square feet? I think it's 42 square feet. It's a good size. I like it. It's just, it's not too big. So it's like a pain in the ass to clean. But it's not too small where I feel claustrophobic. My last place, when I lived in Samut Prakan, down on the south end of Bangkok, I was paying 12,000 baht a month, so about $360, $370 a month. But it was small. It was like 35 square meters, and it felt small. It didn't feel like a one bedroom, because the bedroom was kind of partitioned by a glass door, sliding doors, and it was like directly behind, just past the living room. So you walk in, you got a kitchen, you got a living room, and then your bedroom's right there. So they're all in line. And then the bathroom was off to the left around the corner. So it didn't feel like a one bedroom, really. It just felt like a studio with a partition. And it felt claustrophobic. It had a balcony, but it was a very small balcony. And the washing machine was out there. So you really couldn't, there's no place to sit or anything like that. But it was cheap. I will say that. Oliver Stone spotted at Soy Cowboy a couple of days ago filming White Lies. Really interesting. Are you serious, or are you shitting me there, BKK expat? How many times have you used the condo pool? Always seems empty on YouTube condo tours. It was pretty busy if you've seen my video with Ern on her channel, she did a little tour of the facilities, and it was fairly busy then. I've been out there probably half a dozen times, maybe more. And you're right, it's generally not real busy, but it's there if you want it, and it's got a great view. Greetings from Da Nang. Hey, Adam. Yeah, how's things in Da Nang, my favorite Vietnam city? All right, we've gone almost an hour and a half. Time flies when you're having fun. It's been good. Hey, we're up to 47. That's good. Let's see. Sirius, he was there. Wow, cool. I hope he didn't catch me on film. I was there the other night. It wasn't this week. It was last week. Me and a couple of friends went there, and we like just sitting outside the bars and having a beer and watching the people walk by. David says, off topic, JJ, what was daily life like between Da Nang, Vietnam, and Bangkok, Thailand? How is the expat community as well as overall costs, if I may ask? Appreciate your thoughts. Thank you. So Da Nang, I was literally one of the very few Americans that was there. Most of the expats that were there were British or Australian. And it's very, very transient. Da Nang is very transient. So you'll see people there for 1, 2, or 3 months, and then they're gone. And then you don't see them again. So I made really good friends with a British guy, and he left, and I don't think he's been back yet. But of course I left in March, and I haven't been back yet either. So, but yeah, it's very transient. But the people there that I met and made friends with were super nice people. I mean, I made friends with a group of Brits and Aussies, and they were really, really nice. And our hangout was Chevy's most of the time, Chevy's bar. And of course, made friends with all the girls that worked there and the guys that worked there. So it became my hangout and my go-to spot. But yeah, I like the daily life there. Of course, you got, walk on the beach every day, and you've got a really neat boardwalk area there. So I would get my 10,000 steps in every morning, going up all the way up to the end and back. And yeah, it was really, really nice. I was there in the winter months, so it was very rainy and breezy and chilly. It was very chilly. It got down to like 60 at night. But it was a nice change of pace, and I liked it. I've been there a few times, but I like Da Nang. Bangkok's different. It's just a whole different vibe. You won't find any real adult entertainment areas in Da Nang like you can here, if that's your thing. Bangkok's just got that energy, that all-night energy. It goes 24 hours, 7 days a week. It doesn't matter what day of the week you go out. Every day is a weekend here. Great live entertainment here, great live venues, great music, great food. The food was good in Da Nang. You can get some pretty good Western food there. But I tell you what, Bangkok just, it's got everything. I love Bangkok. Join Bumble and let the girls choose you first. Yeah, I'd be afraid I'd sit there forever and nobody comes on. I don't pay for any of the sites either. I refuse to give these dating sites any of my money. Can't see your chat on desktop. You can't? Really? It's odd. I wonder why. Um, I don't know. I don't know why that is. It's showing up on mine. I'm seeing it. I don't know, guy. I don't know. Go to your settings and or go to your like where it says live chat, and up in the right corner there's a little kind of some lines and buttons. Go to that, and if you click on that, it'll bring up settings for the live stream, and you might have to change your settings from I think it's called relevant chat to all chat. So change it to all chat, and then all your chats will show up. All the chats will show up. I don't know, but oh, you see it now. Okay. Okay, good. Life is good here in Da Nang. Weather is perfect, just 80 degrees. Oh, yeah, that's perfect. This is the best time to go. See it now. Okay, good. I'm glad. This is Mark. We met on the MRT. Yeah. Got you, Mark. Thanks for coming on board. Are you still in Bangkok? What is your thought about Thai girlfriend moving into your condo to save money? I wouldn't do it right away. That's for sure. Date for a few months to see if there's any red flags that come up. Just to see if there's anything that might be, that might tell you that she's not the one. But if you're sure, 3-4 months, 6 months down the road, if you're still, have a strong relationship, then yeah, move her in. But like I said, don't make her quit her job. Do you prefer Thai girls over Filipinas? You're in Thailand, so that's probably a useless question. It seems to me Filipinos are more fun to hang out with versus Thais. I think the difference is, Filipinos are more carefree, I guess you could call that. I guess that would be a good term to use. Thai girls can be fun, but I think they're more serious about wanting to get into a relationship, whereas Filipinas are more carefree and hopeful that you'll get in a relationship with them after you date them a little while. So what's your hangout here? O'Shea's, Soy 13, Sports Bar, Upper Deck, Sports on 20, all of the above. O'Shea's probably one of my top spots. I like Laughing Tiger right across the street too. What else? Brew Brit craft beer on 22. I like that. There's some places on like Sportsman on 13. It's good. There's a couple of hangouts on 11 I like. A couple of places on Sukhumvit 4 on Nana I like. But yeah, those are the main spots. If you go farther up to like Prokanong, I like going to PJ's, PJ O'Brien's Irish pub. In fact, I'll be there later today for lunch with the guys after they got done done golfing. Yeah, so those are probably my main places. Yeah. Hi, JJ from Nha Trang, Vietnam. Hey, Phil, thanks for coming on this morning. Appreciate it. See it now. Okay, good. You need to open panel box label live chat. Yeah. That's funny. I was on Bumble and sat there forever, but not in the USA. Maybe a different outcome in Asia, though. Maybe, yeah. You have to be careful, though, because dating sites have become the new walking street in Southeast Asia for Philippines and Thailand. A lot of these profiles that are like under 30 years old are freelancers. So your big thing is if you look at their profile and they don't have anything listed on the profile as far as what they're looking for, and their date range is 18 to 65, most likely they're freelancers. Or if the only thing on their profile shows their line or their WhatsApp number or their Instagram ID, they're pretty much either looking for followers or they're freelancers. So just got to look for those red flags. Dating Da Nang is harder than BKK. Yes, it is. It's harder. It's a slow game there. Went to Philippines, now back in Bangkok, about ready to pull the trigger on the education visa. Oh, nice. Cool. Well, good luck with that. Yes, you stand out so much. Many stairs. This is the guy talking about going other places. Many stares and smiles, especially in shopping malls. It's so easy to meet a girl. I'm late 50s, dating mid 20s girl, no issues. Only issue here is long-term visa. Yeah, you got to figure that one out, Roy. Oh, good. I'm glad to hear that. Let's see, where again were you? Let me look back at the chat. Let's see. You were... Oh, Jakarta. That's right. Yeah. Cool. I might have to check that out. BKK expat. Cool. Been to all the ones you mentioned. Hope to connect one of these days. Yeah, absolutely. Let me know. There's a blogger from Jakarta on Instagram, and he has a very beautiful girlfriend. Nice. She's from Indonesia. Oh, she's a Russian. She is a Russian guy. What? Wait a minute. And is just marrying her now. I assume she and the Russian guy, and is just marrying her now. She's shorter, but has a very big personality. Okay. Trump will be at the Irish Open. It's at his golfing resort in Ireland. Is the Irish Open or is the because I thought the Irish Open was last week. Or is it the British Open, which is now just the Open? He is a Russian blogger and is in the process of marrying the girlfriend now. He has a very big personality. She has a very big personality. Oh, cool. Okay. Are you done with the Philippines completely, or do you see yourself living there again? I haven't visited Davao yet, but it's still a place I want to check out. Check off the list. I'm not done with the Philippines. You know, I'll never say never, but I don't see me living there again. I'll go visit, and I might visit for an extended period of time, a month or two at a time. But right now, I just don't see me living there again. But like I said, I'll never say never. Irish Open is in August, I think. Okay. All right, cool. They changed things around. Ever since COVID, they started changing dates around. Because because the British Open is different than the Irish Open. The Irish Open is like their own little open in Ireland. And I remember one year, it was on St. Patrick's Day. It ran into St. Patrick's Day, and Rory McIlroy won it. So that was kind of cool. St. Patrick's Day, Irish Open, Rory McIlroy. Got the trifecta there. Irish Open, September 10th through the 13th. Is that the Irish Open or the British Open, guys? Let me look it up. PGA Tour schedule. Okay, Houston Open, Valero, Texas. They're in the U.S. right now because the Masters is coming up in 3 weeks. Then the RBT Heritage, then Miami Championship, Myrtle Beach Classic, Truist Championship, then the PGA. That's in May. Let's see what else. Then the Canadian Open is in June. Then you got the U.S. Open in June 18th. than the John Deere, which is crazy. If you guys have you ever been to the John Deere Classic? That is nuts. That is so much fun. Scottish Open is what I'm thinking of. It's not, yeah. The Scottish Open is July 9th through the 12th, but that's not the same as the British Open. And then the British Open is just called the Open, and that is July 16th through the 19th, and that's at Royal Birkdale. And then the Tour Championship back in the U.S. back in August. And then I think that's it. So yeah, okay. Tiger Woods is in trouble again. Yeah, another DUI. What's up with that? He makes just bad choices. How is the best way to pay for a condo without a Thai bank account? Wise transfer. Use the Wise app. That works really well. That's what I used until I got my Thai bank account. Irish Open has a $6 million purse. Wow. Nice. Hey, Sean, back in Manila. Are you in the Phils again? No. I'm still in Bangkok. The last time I was in the Philippines was back in a year ago, actually. No, was it? No, I went back there. When was it? September this past year, or December? I can't remember. I was back for a little while, like a week. Makes sense. The juice isn't worth the squeeze in the Philippines anymore. Other countries are just more competitive. Yeah, I agree. It appears many expats leave the Philippines after a couple of years. From what I see on videos, is there any tropical about going to Thailand? Any tropical? Thailand's hot, just like the Philippines. I think there's more things available here. I think it's cheaper overall, although some things are more expensive. But I think the overall, it's cheaper. The infrastructure is much better here than in the Philippines. The quality of build, like condos and that, are much better than in the Philippines. I think just the quality of life is better. Philippines has its good things, but it also has things that kind of get on you. Gio said it best, death by 1,000 cuts. Things can get on your nerves in the Philippines. If so, why bail on Thailand? Oh, I haven't bailed on Thailand. This is my home, at least for the next year and a half, because I got a lease on my condo until November of 2027. So did you hear that the YouTube channel California Expat in the BGC Philippines got shut down? They say that it may be something internally with the YouTube algorithm. I'll tell you why it got shut down. And I heard this from a good source. He was posting content from another YouTuber, and the YouTuber requested that he take it down, and he didn't. And so the YouTuber contacted YouTube, and YouTube told him to take it down or he would be shut down, and he didn't. And so they shut him down. So that is straight from the horse's mouth, so to speak. Same thing happened with this guy called Craig in Cebu. He had a small channel that basically was just a bitch session. Every time he'd go on, he'd bitch about some other YouTuber. And same thing happened with him, the exact same thing. Cost of living in Jakarta is also cheaper than the Philippines, which was a surprise. And of all the Western brands like Thailand, so a mix of both with better dating, cheaper flights too. Wow, I'm going to have to check out. I wanted to go to Indonesia, but I just didn't know exactly where. My buddy just left for Indonesia, but he's not in Jakarta, I don't believe. He's somewhere where he's doing diving. He's a big diver. So I'm going to definitely put that on my bucket list. Bot 32. Yeah, I just checked this morning, guys, and the good news is the Thai bot is, let's see, I just checked on my Wise account, and the Thai bot is inching ever so close to back up to 33. It is right now at 33.89. 33.89 baht per US dollar, which is as high as it's been for over a year. Even just in February, it was getting close to dipping down below 30. So it's doing really, really well. So they say by April it'll be 33. That's what the government was saying. So now I believe them. So that's going to help you guys if you're coming here. Tiger Woods rollover missed the green by 10 feet. Kidding, of course. Peso is 60. Yeah, the peso is really weak. I don't know what's going on with that. When you pay at a store using QR code, does the store see your real name on the side or just confirmation money was transferred? I don't know. I don't have my Thai phone handy. I can't tell you. I don't think it shows your name. I don't think it shows any of that. It just shows your QR code. But I could be wrong. Somebody that knows better might get on here and answer that question. California expat, that overweight dude with glasses. No. Oh, him. Oh, I thought you meant, I was thinking of somebody else. California expat guy. Isn't he the gay guy? The bald with the glasses that moved to BGC. I just saw a post on, him. He got shut down. Oh, that's the guy you meant. I thought you meant there's another guy, expat something, but that's who I thought you meant. No, I don't know anything about that. I didn't know that. He's gay, right? Or at least he sure acts like it. When he first started doing videos, he was on somebody's channel. I can't remember, Rike or maybe it was Old Dog's channel. He and another guy were always together doing these videos, and they were always like touching and rubbing each other, and it's like really weird. But I thought he was gay, but I don't know, maybe not. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but 33.89 is great. It's actually 32.89, but it's almost to 33. But yeah, what is your opinion on CDE silver stock? I don't know. I'm horrible at stocks, guys. So don't ask me anything about stocks or the market or anything like that. I just do the exact opposite of what I do. All the stocks are down right now. I mean, I would get out of my 3 stocks right now if they weren't down so bad. I'll just wait them out till they go back up. Philippines and Thailand dating is so saturated. You could be a trendsetter and vlog about Indonesia dating. I could. I might. It's hard for me to leave for any extended period of time because of my Thai language classes. Those YouTubers give foreigners a bad name. They create a lot of damage. Yeah. I try not to. No, he's not gay. He was married. That doesn't mean anything. Leads with his wallet rather than his looks. Okay. Gio returning back to Bangkok. Yeah, he got back last night. I'm going to have lunch with him later on today. Most expats head to Bali, which is full of Aussies and scammer girls, so avoid and hit the big city. Worth a trip, JJ, for a week or two when you need another break from BKK. 30-day visa on arrival. Oh, nice. Can you extend that? You go 30 days, can you extend another 30? Very surprised you're trading in legit relationship dating in the Philippines for virtually 99.9% transactional in Thailand. It's no matter what anyone says big age gap in Thai equals rare. That's not true. I don't know what experience you have dating in Thailand, but it's not 99.9% transactional in Thailand. In fact, it's less transactional than in the Philippines, if you ask me. Trust me, I've got experience in both. The big pup says he went to Guam to get divorced from Filipina. Who did? That California expat guy? I didn't know he was married to a Filipina. I think the guy used to be on with Mark Thornton. Okay, yeah. JJ, in your opinion, how does the condo build quality compare in either Bangkok, Thailand, or Da Nang, Vietnam? Thanks for your efforts on your channel. To be honest, I haven't seen any of the modern condos in Da Nang. I always just rented apartments, and I know some of the older condos / hotels that rent out long term. They're older builds, so the quality is not. I mean, it doesn't look as nice. The build is not as nice just because of the age of the unit, and the apartments are a little older too, so they don't look quite as nice. But I think Thailand is. I think their quality of build is off the hook here. They're so nice. Everything is really nice, especially the newer ones. Can you use Wise or QR payment in Thailand? Yeah, I mean, I used to use Wise all the time to pay for my utilities and pay for my rent. But now I just use my bank. But I'll transfer money from my U.S. bank account into my Thai bank account using Wise, and then I'll use my bank card or my bank QR code to pay here in Thailand. Then I can go to the ATM now, use my Thailand bank card, and not have any fees. So that's kind of nice. Buy more NVIDIA. They are in a partnership with Tata Group now. Tata are huge, employing over 1.1 million people globally. How will that change when AI takes over everything? I have NVIDIA. Let's see where it's at now. I know it's not doing very well. I can tell you that. Every time I get a notification, it's down 5.1%. Let's see where NVIDIA is right now. Geez, I've lost so much money in stocks. NVIDIA is at 166.60, down 2.2% today, down a half a point after hours. I'm actually underwater for the first time on the video. I bought it at 169.50. It's at 166.60 now. So I'm underwater there for the first time. So, oh well, just buy and hold. That's my theory, at least for now. Let's see where are we at here. California expat's name is John Smulo. He has a business in both Cebu and BGC. Okay. Is there any Christianity in Bangkok, or is it all Buddhism? Yeah, there's Christianity in Bangkok. When I was in Hua Hin, there is a Christian church right outside my hotel where I was staying. I don't know what denomination, had a cross on the roof, and I could hear the music playing. They had organ or chimes or something playing on that Sunday. So yeah, they've got it here. I mean, it's not huge, but during Christmas, you see all the, see the Christmas trees and all that. So you hear the Christmas music. His channel was blocked. I wonder why. That's weird. Did you recall what Gio's first Panay girlfriend's name? His first? I think the first one he put on his site was I can't remember. G or something like that. I don't remember. Sorry. How is Bumble stock? We have to wait forever for dividends. Kidding. Yeah, right. I bought FSPSX. I don't know what that is. Hi from New York City. I saw you on Geo's channel, just subbing to yours. Oh, thanks. Appreciate it. What's your story in a minute or two recap? Retired, working, how long there? Okay, I'll give you my 30-second elevator speech. So I moved to the Philippines back in March of 2022. They opened up the country in February. So I moved out there for a job. I worked for a global international university, online university, and they wanted to expand into the Asian market. So they hired me to do the expansion. So I moved to Metro Manila, BGC, and hired a staff and got the expansion up and running. And then at the end of the year contract, my contract ended. And instead of moving back to the US and keep working, I decided to retire. So I stayed in the Philippines, lived in BGC for about 3 years, and dated and had a great time, and traveled a lot all over in those 3 years. Traveled to Thailand several times, traveled to Vietnam, traveled to Singapore. Then I decided I was kind of tired of BGC and it got too small for me, and kind of got tired of the Philippines. So I decided I loved Thailand. I loved Bangkok. So I moved to Bangkok, and I did that in October of 2024. And I've lived here ever since and absolutely love it. And when I retired back in 2023, I started up this YouTube channel out of boredom, just to share my experiences. So hope that answers your question. Thanks for being a new subscriber. Appreciate it. Palantir has gotten into bed with Accenture, 2 big partnerships being consolidated for AI distribution. Wow. I bought SCHD. Yes, you can extend another 30 days in Indonesia and even get a 6-month tourist visa. Once mine's done, I'll be back in BKK for a month before returning. Cool. I bought SCHG. All religions can be found in Bangkok. All unite at Soy Cowboy. Exactly. There's a large Catholic cathedral in Bangkok with an English mass. Pretty cool. Oh, awesome. I was married Catholic on my first marriage. So I did the old schooling. I didn't convert to Catholicism. I'm Lutheran by choice. But I had to do the lessons and all that before we got married. Definitely helped show you around if you made the trip over at some point. And 100% less vloggers here. In fact, not seen any, and maybe a handful of expats in 2 weeks. Nice. That'd be a nice change of pace. Do you ever get lonely? New country, new people, new language. How do you counter that loneliness? I have a couple of circles of small circles of really good friends that I hang out with. So I'm never at a shortage of going out and hanging out with somebody. I like my alone time. I'm kind of a loner, lonely bull. So I kind of like that. I don't mind being alone, but yeah, I don't really get lonely, so it doesn't really affect me. But yeah, I do have a group of friends, couple of groups of friends that I hang out with. And I do things, I have my English or my Thai language school 4 days a week. So that keeps me occupied. And until I got in my accident, I did golf every Saturday. Today it's Sunday. Did the golf outings to go to the driving range. So I had that with buddies too. So yeah, I keep busy. It's hard to not find something to do in Bangkok. Forget Bumble. I had some response on Tantan in the Philippines. What's Tantan? I've never heard of that. I'm just topping up the index funds now, safer because the market is very wobbly. Yeah. If I had gotten out, I should have gotten out when I saw this coming. I should have moved everything into gold, but gold's been down too. But now would be a good time to buy gold. But I'm not an expert, so don't go by what I say, because the minute you buy it, it's going to drop. Or the minute I buy it, it's going to drop. You have a Thai girlfriend. Like I said earlier, that's two things I will never tell you guys about on my YouTube channel. One is my relationship life, my dating life experiences. I'll give you my past experiences, but I won't tell you what I'm currently doing. And two are my finances. I won't tell you what my finances are. So sorry, can't do that. I just learned from other YouTubers. That's a big no-no, big mistake. So, all right. So we're just over 2 hours. Wow. It's gone fast. Oh, no problem. Don't worry about it. It's just one of those things that I feel pretty strongly about because I've seen so many YouTubers crash and burn by doing those things. I'm doing my research on STRC now. Haven't invested yet, but it interests me. Okay, cool. Like I said, I'm no expert. I want to find a beautiful girl like Ying. She is out of my league, but I am a dreamer. Ying is cute. Yeah, she's definitely cute. But she is definitely probably, if you're over 50, that's not what she's looking for. Definitely. I've chatted with her before. We've talked about doing a collaboration, but it's never come to fruition. Fruition. Good to have dreams. Yeah, absolutely. I have some pretty crazy ones. I had a weird one last night. I can't tell you on here though. If I had a Discord, channel, I could tell you some really crazy stuff, but I don't, so I won't. What else is going on, guys? I think we'll probably go just a couple more minutes longer. We got 46 on. That's awesome. So I'm happy for that. As long as the chat's active, I'll stay on. Do you provide one-on-one consultations for a side gig? I do. I don't advertise it, but I will. You can go to my email, which is scrolling right now on the bottom of the screen there, jjthelonelybullinasia@gmail.com, and you can set it up. I charge $50 US an hour for an hour consultation, and we can pretty much talk about anything you need to know, and to get you guys over here, whether it's Philippines or Thailand. Now I feel like I'm pretty well versed in Thailand, or at least Bangkok, enough to provide good information on how to get here and what to do when you're here. Tantan is a free app based in Hong Kong, works here in US, Philippines, should work in Thailand. I'm sure it will. Yeah. And then China will steal all my information. Always buy the dip. Yeah, but you don't know when the dip is going to end. When's the bottom of the dip? You don't know that. So you can't time the stock market. But yeah, you're right. It'd be great if you knew that. I have a S&P 500 link ETF, and just keep adding as it drops. As after the war ends, it will always bounce back. Yeah, it always comes back. If anyone remembers Mike's Philippine journey, I would not put your girlfriend on YouTube. He destroyed so many relationships. Yeah, I guess. Do you meet up with other YouTubers in BKK that are 100,000 plus subscribers? I have. I've met Bangkok Pat, and I've met Patty Doyle, and I've met Retired Working for You briefly. But I've met some. I haven't done any collaborations with them, but I have met them. And the three I mentioned are all really nice people, really nice guys. I briefly met Cal. I was on my way to class, and I saw him on the walkway at the BTS in Phrom Phong, and he was talking to somebody, so I kind of just said hi to him real quick and introduced myself and went on my way. And he seemed like a really nice guy. Do you think the Philippines will ever get you to get their act together with 460 million unaccounted project funds, 98% oil dependency, and fragmented infrastructure? In short, no, I don't think they can get out of their own way. Sadly, it could be such a great country. I'm worried about the lady boys. They look so pretty, and I can't tell easily, only when they speak. Um, you can tell. Most of them have had some sort of plastic surgery, so their face doesn't look natural. Look for the Adam's apple, although some of them have had that surgery where they shave that off, so it's hard to tell. But you will see a scar right there if they lift their head up too much. Um, obviously, their voice. If they're over 5'7", like 5'8" plus, that could be a red flag. Although I feel sorry for the Thai girls, the 100% females that are 5'7" plus. It's like, oh my gosh, you poor girls. You must get asked a lot about whether you're a girl or a lady boy. You know, size of their feet, size of their hands. It just seems like their head is larger than the normal Thai girls' heads, and but there are some that are beautiful and hard to tell. Easier to tell the Filipino ladyboys from the Thai ladyboys. The dip keeps dipping and it hurts. Yeah. Geo's ex was Ging. Okay, Ging. I don't know what I said, but I knew it was a one-syllable thing. She was the one who tied herself to his bedroom because she didn't want to leave, and he had to get security. Really? I hadn't heard that story. That's pretty crazy. Patty Doyle just got married. Yeah, he did. Chris Parker now in Koh Samui. Yeah, he is. And then his nephew Adam Parker is still in Bangkok, and his channel is doing quite well. It's not to that level yet, but yeah, Patty did just get married. I saw him the week before his wedding. Ging, yeah, she is still doing YouTube. What's her channel? If yes, I used to watch Geo for years. Okay. Shoulder hip ratio, long hands, muscular, long face. Oh yeah, and a hot dog instead of a taco. That's the dead giveaway. Unfortunately, those you don't notice until maybe it's too late. Hello, I'm 5'9". Are you a Thai girl? Meta and YouTube lost a case this week. They will have to get serious now or face astronomical fines. What they lose a case about? So, Snicker, are you a female? Are you Asian? Dave says, have a good day, JJ. My bedtime now. Okay, Dave. Good night. Have a good one. I'm female, 5'8". Are you Asian or where are you from? Censorship. Oh, okay, cool. Female. Where are you from? Oh, you're from America. Yeah, okay. So in Asia, the average height for an Asian woman is about 5'2". Probably in Philippines is even shorter. So I'm not talking about Western women because, yeah, Western women, the average height is probably 5'6", 5'7", 5'8" even. It's not uncommon, but it is uncommon for a female in Thailand or the Philippines to be 5'8". So if you see an Asian woman in Thailand or the Philippines and they're 5'8", there's your first, oops, maybe she's not on 100%. So I'm just saying, but in America, you're fine. Yeah. Nobody's going to think anything of it. I'm sorry. I didn't explain that exactly the right way at first, but hopefully that helps. Okay. I got to get out of here by 11:30, guys, because I'm meeting friends for lunch at noon. So I need to, and that's a bit of a trip, about a 20-minute train ride. What else is going on? We'll get things wrapped up pretty quickly here. Thanks for coming on this morning. Make sure you hit that like button, guys. It really helps the algorithm. That helps get it out after the live stream. helps get it out to everybody else to watch afterwards. So, do you know about gig relationships? Yes, I've heard of those. Interesting concept. Film your interview with Gio today. I'll watch. It's not. I'm not interviewing him today. We're just having lunch. I don't know how exciting watching people eat is, and it's just at the Irish pub, so it's not anything special. But we will do an interview down the road, probably later this week or next. Okay, let's get caught up here. Okay, that was insulting. Glad you explained. I'm sorry. Yeah. Putting teenagers and vulnerable young adults in harm and did nothing about it. It relates to online bullying. Oh, you're talking about the lawsuit. Oh, wow. Good. When you see Gio, remind him how he literally got engaged to a girl in like a week without physical meeting her. When he did in Manila, he ended it ASAP. So funny. He tries to forget that. I hadn't heard that. Do you plan to do walking tours around BKK? I have before. If that's what you guys want, I'll do more. I'm going to do more interviews. I got this guy. It's on my membership page right now. So if you want to watch that video now, you can join. It's only 99 cents a month to join my membership. And you get to see videos before anybody else. But that video will post this week. And it's a video of a guy that moved here about 3 months ago and made every mistake possible and blew through his money, dated bar girls, everything you could possibly think of that's wrong, he did. It's a good interview. You need to check it out. But that'll post, I think tomorrow morning it goes public. So, but check that out. So I'm going to do more interviews. I got an interview Monday I'm going to do. And I don't know when that'll post, maybe the week after next. This lady's Thailand. She's from Thailand originally. She's Thai, 100% Thai, but she was raised and grew up in New Zealand. And she's got this beautiful New Zealand accent. And I met her just by accident walking on the street. And she's a personal trainer. And she moved here recently and started up her own business. So I want to interview her and just ask her, what her experience is, why did she move back here, what it's like, everything. And and she's a beautiful lady too. And I think that'll be a good interview. So I'm going to interview her Monday and then get that posted when I get it all edited up. But I want to try to do a little more interviews and see what happens with those. I feel like 2026 is just a pending year until the New World Order is finalized. Yeah, you could be right. A couple of things common between Thai and Philippine girls: tempo and jealousy. Yeah, I think that happens everywhere, though. Maybe more so in the Philippines. What about temple tours? I've done. I've gone through temples before. I don't know. I don't know that if I did like 3 different temples, would you know the difference between the 3? I'm not sure. Be careful, Gio may start speaking in Swahili with you. I don't think they speak Swahili in Kenya, but of course, I don't know anything about Kenya or Africa. Never been there. He keeps trying to convince me I should go, but I don't know yet. We'll see. I'm not going to go anywhere for an extended period of time until my education is done at the end of this year. So we'll see. All right, guys, we're all caught up with chat. I think we're going to wrap things up here. Reclining Buddha is cool, right? And the Chao Phraya River would be cool. Yeah, I do want to do the boat taxi thing. That would be neat. I've been to the Reclining Buddha. I might do a video on that. I did it long time ago when I first started my channel, and it probably only got like 100 views. So I may do a video on that again, and then go eat at my favorite place to get tom yum soup, and do a video of that, watch my head explode because it's so hot. But yeah, I might do that down the road here soon. Peace. You too, Adam. Okay, guys, we're going to call it good. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day or night. And we'll see you later on and again next week on the live. And as always, live life, my friend. And sabay sabay. Talk to you again soon. Take care.